What is your crazy ex story?
My ex-girlfriend tried to hit me with her car. She chased me down an alley in which a fence, too high to jump, was on one side and some condos on the other. She proceeded to call me the next day at work and told me that I looked like a sexy cheetah running away from her car.
My crazy ex-boyfriend told me one day while we were still dating that I loved my 10-week-old kitten more than him. He asked me that night if he could take him home with him to keep him awake during the drive. I said no, but he took him anyways. The next morning he called to tell me that he woke up late, jumped out of bed, and accidentally crushed him with both feet in his exact words. He was all kinds of crazy, and this may even be the least terrible thing he did in our short time together.
There was this girl I'd been seeing for a few months. I was 21. She was 24, and had a boy about 2 years old. She was basically normal, had a good job, took care of the kid. She was kind of a dim bulb though, not very bright. I was bored in the relationship and really didn't want to become stepdad to the kid, so I ended it. No problem. Ran into her a month or so later at a bar. We ended up going back to her place for a night of sex. The next morning, she makes coffee and breakfast. I went to school and she went to work. I get incredibly sick on the way to school, throwing up multiple times. I make it to school, still puking, trying to find the nurse's office, and vaguely recall being loaded into an ambulance. I come to, in the hospital. A doctor tells me I OD on an enormous amount of meth, and had about 5 minutes left to live before they figured it out. Oh, by the way, there are some federal agents here to talk to you. Turns out, she had planned this whole thing and decided that if she couldn't have me, no one could. She went to jail, but got a reduced sentence for turning on the family member that was making and distributing the meth.
My high school girlfriend told me she had cancer after our first date. She asked me not to tell anyone and that her parents got really upset if it was mentioned. I dated her for 6 months. She became anorexic to appear more sickly. Once I started making friends, no one understood why I was with her and I kept her secret. Well, I finally put together, after she told me she was going in for chemo on a Monday. She said she wasn't going to be at school for at least a week. I caught her trying to hide from me before the first class and asked her how her chemo went. She said it went so well and that all her hair fell out, but they sewed it all together and sewed the wig to her head. Yeah, she was a special one.
I dated this guy for almost 3 years. One day, I found his second cell phone in his room with only one phone number. Incoming and outgoing calls, but a different area code, so I called the number. I explained who I was and told her that I was not the enemy. I just needed some answers. She confesses to me that she has, in fact, been dating my BF for 5 years, although she has never met him. She met him in a cybersex chat room. They began a relationship 5 years ago. That means I was the other woman. Anyway, she tells me that she knows about me, but she's going to finally meet him and move in together. They spent Valentine's Day together on the phone, both ordering takeout meals and pressing play of the same DVD while on the phone together. I noped out of there as quickly as I could. I told her that she would not have to worry about me and I would gladly bow out of Crazy Town, and I hoped they were happy together.